made during the following program are not those of WHNZ AM, its staff, management, or parent company, Clear Channel Communications Incorporated.
Welcome to the Caregiver Hour on 1250 WINS WHNZ, offering support for those who care for a loved one. A show that cares about you and supports and encourages you, the caregiver. Here's your host, Kim Linder.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Caregiver Hour radio show. I'm your host, Kim Linder, and I'm not sure, can you hear me, Steve? Can they hear me? Okay, great. I really wanted to welcome you to the show. Perhaps this is your first time, and this show is really about empowering the family or professional caregiver and helping you create balance in your life so that you can have the information, the resources, and the guidance. But you know what? You also need to have ways of how to create that balance for yourself, how to take care of yourself, how to nurture yourself, how to be kind to yourself, how to be loving. Because when you are loving and kind to yourself, you have a better chance of having that energy to take care of your loved one, to take care of your family member, to care of a cousin, of a neighbor. Or for a professional caregiver, it could be a patient or resident at a facility or a rehab center or at a hospital or even at a doctor's office. We are all caregiving constantly. We just don't know it. And this show really brings it to the forefront. That's why I do this show. And that's why we also have a helpline devoted just for you, the caregiver. It's so exciting to have this helpline for you. It's a toll-free number. It's 1-877-552-4950. Again, that toll-free number needs to be in a sticky somewhere where you could see it every day, in your bathroom, at your office, at your desk, in your kitchen, in your car, on your phone. Again, that toll-free number is 1-877-552-4950. It's a must-have as you go into your caregiver journey, or maybe you're in the middle of it, or maybe you're just finished it. Maybe your caregiving journey, what you feel is your caregiving journey, is over, but maybe it's not. And you might still have some residue. And so I'm the caregiver coach to help you heal, help you with that process of coming to some closure. So whatever your questions are, we're there for you. And we also have the helpline, which is so easy to use, right on our website. And that website is thecaregiverhour.com. So I want to go into now what the show is about today, and it's called What Makes Your New Home a Home? And that is such a great question because so many caregivers have to answer that question. I love my mom, I love my husband, I love my father, I love this neighbor, but you know what? It's not working any longer with them staying at home. What's the next step? And how do I get to that next step? And who's going to help me with that next step? We've got three fabulous experts for you who are going to help you walk through that process. And so our guests today are Lisa Lawrence, president at Assisted Transition, and Rita Rodriguez is president at Seniors Moving Forward. I love that, moving forward. That's what she does. She helps those seniors move from one place to another. And Carolyn North is director of marketing and resident services at St. Joseph's John Knox Village of Tampa Bay. And we're so thrilled to have Carolyn here. This is her first time on the show. If you have any questions for these lovely ladies, and we're so excited to be here with you today, there is actually a toll-free number for you to call in with your questions right now, and that toll-free number is 1-877-897-8255. I know that phone number so quickly because it's like such a memory now for me. So again, it's 1-877-897-8255. So if you have any kind of question, you can also be doing iChat with us right now. My assistant Gail is here. Our computer's open. You can do iChat right now and watch us live web stream, which is very exciting and very new and very innovative. And you could just watch us right now in case you want to be at the office or you're at home and you want to watch us. You can do that right now. And that's really going to take you to thecaregiverhour.com and just check out the radio show, and it takes you right to the live web stream. I want to start this show off with Lisa Lawrence, who's the president at Assisted Transition. Lisa, welcome to the Caregiver Hour radio show.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Glad to be here.
We were just talking about how you are a world traveler.
Yes, a little bit.
In your former
in
career.
my former life, yes.
So you know from people from different cultures, I would think.
Yes, I do.
That's very interesting. And that's a great way to bring it into the new business that you are now doing. Tell us a little more about your company.
So at Assisted Transition, we help seniors and their loved ones find the right place, the right setting for the care that they need, and that meets all their social needs, that meets their geographic needs and preferences, that is in their budget. So we really are just a free service to the client that helps them locate the correct community or facility that will meet their long-term needs.
So do you take them physically around to look at places, or you take pictures and send them to the family who may not be in town? Like, how does that all work?
We're a very personalized service.
Okay.
We do a very thorough intake with a client to understand who they are, what they like to do, what are their care needs, where do they want to be, all of those social things, all those little factors that can influence what the right solution is for that particular person, because everybody's different. And then we take them physically to tour 2 or 3 communities that meet all of their needs. And hopefully they walk into one and it just feels like home.
Right, exactly. So we talked about really creating a scenario and have someone be the daughter, because that's kind of the easy one. We would decide to call her Robin. So how would you walk Robin through this process exactly?
Well, that happens many times, actually.
Yes.
So I've had many Robins call me.
Right.
Robin calls. We will set up a time to go out to the home and actually meet her mother. Let's say it's her mother that we're trying to find a place for, so we can get to know her a little bit more. We talk about the budget. We talk about where they want to be geographically. What types of things does her mother like to do? Like, is she a very social person? Is she more of a quiet, private person? And then we go to work to try to select a few things that...
Do you know how important it is what you just said? Because you're really helping the caregiver think everything through. They have such a gut reaction of, oh my God, something's happened, just jump. You're actually going to help guide them. You're like coaching them. You're like their new best friend, standing by the side, not pulling them, not pushing them, but just guiding them on the side. And that's so important, those questions you just asked, because they don't think it through, or they end up maybe their mother lives in a different county.
Yes.
And thinks, oh, I'll be in that county. But then that means, what does that mean for the daughter who's going to be going back and forth?
That is a
You know what I'm
very
talking
good point.
about?
Yes.
People don't think that through, but you can help guide them. And that's why it's so important for them to reach out and connect with you. What's the best way for them to do that, Lisa?
The best way to reach us is just to call us. Our number is 727-282-5019, 727-282-5019. Or they can go online to our website, and that is www.assistedtransition.com/Tampa Bay. And we'll be happy to help them answer any questions. And
I know you've helped a few of our callers already. I'd really love to know how they're doing. But I also want to let you know, if you're on our website right now, thecaregiverhour.com, all you need to do is go to the radio show, the Caregiver Hour, and all of our sponsors are listed on there, and you can connect through the URL link so that you can get to you as well. So that way they can just kind of stay with the show and then still find you. So that's really good. So we have about 2 more minutes before we go to our break. Where else should we take Robin on this journey of finding a place, a new home for her mother?
Well, one of the things that we work with people on often is to help them find the finances to get the best they can for their loved one, and sometimes it's more expensive than others depending on their care needs.
Right.
So we'll also explore that with them, and we refer them to other people who are other sources, like the ladies in the room today.
Yes.
We will help them find. We like to look at it like being their advocate for that end-to-end solution.
That's perfect.
So we help them find the place, but then we'll get them in touch with other resources to kind of follow it through and get them into their new home and comfortable and feeling good about things.
That's perfect. So I just, when we come back from the show, we will stay tuned and have you speak more about the story of Robin and how that connects then to our next guest, which is Rita Rodriguez from President at Senior Moving Forward. This segment is being sponsored by Assisted Transition. Finding long-term care for seniors is our specialty for free professional assistance. And this is what we've been talking about with Lisa. So you're meeting the person now on the show, but now you can call her at 727-252. I'm so sorry. I didn't get my glasses today. It's 282-5019. Again, it's 727-282-5019. And we hope that you will now take a moment and maybe do some deep breathing to relax and welcome today as being a beautiful Monday. And maybe maybe check around our website and look at some of our blogs and then come back and be with us. I'm Kim Linder. You're listening to the Caregiver Hour on 1250 WINS WHNZ.
Caregiving has gotten harder and more complicated, even as families have more and more demands on their time. That's why AARP is here to help caregivers with the tools, information, and support they need to care for their loved ones and themselves. Check out aarp.org/caregiving to connect with other caregivers like yourself and find the resources you need. Visit the AARP Caregiver Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Injured in a car accident or suffering from back and joint pain for a while? Clearly, you need to see a doctor. Call Dr. Ben, a chiropractor with 25 years experience. He listens, he cares, he gets results. His common sense approach? Coaching patients to be self-sufficient and less doctor-dependent. Let's face it, there are many things you can do to improve your health. Call Dr. Ben at 727-488-8044. Mention the Caregiver Hour radio show for a free examination. 727-488-8044. Dr. Ben, your coach to better health. 727-488-8044.
Caring for an elderly parent or a loved one with special needs can be challenging, stressful, and frustrating. If you need help finding the best professionals in the field of home care, legal advice, integrated practitioners, respite care, or a great support group, call the Caregiver Helpline at 1-877-552-4950. That's 1-877-552-4950. It's a free service provided by the Caregiver Resource Network. Call 1-877-552-4950 or go to thecaregiverhour.com.
I'm Mike Lavoie with Beacon Asset Management. While 30 years of experience in financial services may have prepared me to be a certified financial planner, no amount of planning could have prepared me for the stress of being a caregiver. The financial planning my dad and I did when my mother became ill made caring for her bearable. At Beacon, we are committed to helping you take care of your financial needs so you can take care of your loved ones. Give us a call at 813-269-0732. 813-269-0732.
Caregivers, are you worried about mom or dad needing more care? How do you know when it's time to get help? Since 2004, Harmony Home Health has helped seniors in Tampa Bay find joy in their journey. You'd be amazed at how just a little bit of care can go a very long way. From just once in a while to every day of the week, your loved ones experience independence, safety, and dignity wherever they call home, and your whole family experiences harmony. With Harmony Home Health, you are not alone. You can trust their family to take care of yours. Call 727-723-7532 or visit their website at harmonyhh.com/Kim.
It's the Caregiver Hour on 1250 WINS WHNZ with encouragement, guidance, and support for caregivers. Here's your host, Kim Linder.
Hello, and welcome to the Caregiver Hour radio show. We hope you're having a beautiful Monday morning. If not, we can help you feel inspired and motivated because we love what we do. We are so passionate about helping caregivers and their families. But this show is about helping you create that balance and finding the resources, the information, the resources, and also the guidance. How do I handle this situation? I just got the phone call that my mother is now been taken to the hospital. What do I do next? You want to call us. We've got a toll-free number for caregivers. It's your helpline. It's your link, your life link. And what we do is we give you a toll-free number. It's 1-877-552-4950. It's available 24/7. We've got great experts on that helpline resource. Whether you call or even go to the web, you can do that. It's really easy. Check us out. And that's at thecaregiverhour.com. All these shows are archived so that you can listen. If you missed part of the show already, and if you just tuned in, you did miss a wonderful spokesperson, Lisa Lawrence, who's president of Assisted Transitions here in the Tampa Bay area. But I want to let you know that we have an archive of this show so you could listen to it at your leisure, 24/7. Again, that helpline number, if you have a question, any kind of question in your caregiving role, it's 1-877-552-4950. I want to bring us back to Lisa Lawrence, who was really helping guide, and we put a story together. We put a caregiver together, a daughter named Robin, and she's helping her mother, who now may need to find a new place to live, a new home. So, Lisa, take us with Robin to the next step.
Okay, so we visited with Mom, and we've met Robin, and we have a pretty good idea of what will be a good fit for her,
and also what's affordable. You
and what's
said.
affordable, what's everything, what's in her budget, what will cover her care needs. Because, for instance, if she's been diagnosed with Alzheimer's,
right,
we want to make sure we find a place that can accommodate her as that disease progresses. So that would be an option that we would want to make sure that we consider. So we, as I said, we select a few places. We take them there on a tour, and then let's say John Knox Village is one of those places. We take them to John Knox Village, and they fall in love and feel like that's their next home. And then we sit down and talk about what's the next step. And oftentimes the next step is Robin may say, oh my gosh, we have so much stuff in Mom's house, and we're going to have to figure out what to do with all of it, and what can we bring, and how do we, do you know anybody who can help us with that? And of course we do. So we would refer them over to Rita, and she would work her magic and help them declutter and decide what to bring and decide what to do with all of the remaining items that she has, and just simplify that process for Robin, which is really important at that point because she's overwhelmed at that point, of course. So that's kind of how we would do it.
So we want to introduce Rita Rodriguez, who is new to our show, and she's president at Seniors Moving Forward. So, Rita, welcome to the Caregiver Hour radio show.
Thank you, Kim. Happy to be here.
Good, good. So, Rita, you need to get closer to the mic.
Okay.
So, thank you, Steve. So now what we're trying to do is really help Robin with the next step. So they've picked out a place because that's what Lisa and her company have done. They've chosen a place. What is their next step?
The next step would be they would make a call to me, a family member, or it could be a referral from another source. I would make an appointment to meet with the family. I do a free consultation. Then we come up with a plan. We come up with where they're moving to. I see their environment, what they have, what needs to go to their new place. I will go visit John Knox Village.
Okay, I'm going to move your mic for 1 second.
Okay.
Is that better, Steve? Okay.
Okay.
There you go. Yes.
Thank you. So I would go visit John Knox Village and see exactly the room, apartment they're moving into, and come up with a visual floor plan or written floor plan.
Wow, what a load off that Robin's mind, because she's overwhelmed to begin with.
Absolutely. So that's usually the biggest. What can we bring? We have 3,000 square feet of home right now, and we're moving into 700 square feet.
Right.
What do we do, Rita? What will fit? What can we take?
And not everyone wants it to look like a bed, just a bedroom. They want it to look like another, maybe smaller space of what they have, but just on a smaller scale.
Absolutely.
So how do you get them to choose all of those different, how do you walk them through that process, Rita?
Well, that process would be, first off, I have to think what will fit. What do they use daily?
Okay.
In their bedroom, they may have several pieces of furniture, but only a couple of them are going to fit. So we try to see what would be the most useful in the space, what artwork would go, what clothes would fit in the closet. They may have 3 closets full of clothes, and they only have 1 closet where they're moving.
Right.
So I walk them through.
On a smaller scale.
Absolutely.
You really, again, you're helping the caregiver walk them through. You're like coaching them. And I love that process because they are probably in that overwhelmed state of mind, and they might not even ask their mother what is important to you because they're in that rush, but you help them stay centered and grounded and say, let's include what your mother wants.
Right.
And I think that's so important.
And what also they need. They may have 14 sets of sheets, but they only need 2.
Right.
So I help them pick out their favorite.
Right. It could be something that they're sentimental about.
Right.
How about pictures? How do you help them with pictures?
Oh, that's a big one.
I look at my house, how many pictures I have. I'm like, I don't know. How do I do that?
Well, I look at what's their favorite. Maybe they have some memory issues. So looking at family pictures is a little more important to them than seeing a piece of art that's maybe from a department store.
Right.
So I try to place those across from their favorite chair or their bed, and that helps with their memory and keeps them closer to their family. Maybe their family is out of state.
So how does all that process work? What is your timetable with the process?
Sometimes it's very quick. Sometimes I have a longer period of time. And then we get everything moved in. And
So you pack everything up. Let's give them the visual. You pack everything up.
Pack everything up.
Everything's been chosen and tagged.
Right.
And then you pack them up and you move them now into the new space.
I help them find a mover if they don't have one.
Okay.
Then if it's a one-person job or however many team members I need, we move them into the space. When the movers have put everything into the space, into the room that it goes to, we do all the unpacking. We hang the pictures. Right. We make the beds. We set the table. Everything is put in drawers. All the packing material, all the boxes are removed when our client walks in.
When Robin's mother walks in?
All the pictures are hung if it's possible. We come up with tips to help them if they have a lot of albums and they don't have room for all the albums, or they have picture frames that are small that set on tables. Take the pictures out, put them in a folder or hat box. We have a lot of little tips that people don't think about that we help them with as well.
I'm sure. That's, again, part of your expertise. And don't you have a certification as well?
I do. I am a certified senior move manager, and I am licensed, bonded, and insured.
That's great. So if something breaks or something happens, there's insurance to cover it. Okay.
Yes, the movers have insurance, and I have insurance as well. And then the things that don't fit into the new home, I can work with the family or the client to have them, if they need appraising, if they need to go to auction, if they need to be donated, if they need a buyout company, if they need to just be disposed of, if they need to be shipped to a family member out of town. I can help with all of that.
Because I'm sure that comes up.
Yes.
We always call it the apple pie dish. Who's going to get the apple pie dish?
Absolutely.
That's been in the family for years.
Yes.
So you help them with that whole process.
The whole process.
Yeah, that's
the whole
great.
process. And then I also refer them to other people in the industry, like Lisa, like Carolyn. If they call me first, I can help them with healthcare agencies. I can help them with places to go. I can help them with pretty much anything. It's jack of all trades, I would say.
We kind of are. And what I love what you're saying is that if you touch one of us, you are going to get connected to so many wonderful resources, because that's our commitment and our passion. We love having those connections out in the community.
Right.
So, Rita, how do they get in touch with you quickly?
Well, they can either get in touch with me through my cell phone, which is 813-748-5562, or my website is www.seniorsmovingforward.net.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much. I'm so happy that you're here, Rita, and of course, Lisa. But next up we have, I'm really excited, Carolyn North. She is from John Knox Village, and she's going to really be helping us really understand what happens when you are making your new home a home. How does it feel like a home? We want you to stay with us. I'm Kim Linder. You're listening to the Caregiver Hour on 1250 WINS WHNZ.
From the Tampa Bay Orthopedic Specialist Studios, this is 1250 WINS WHNZ Tampa Bay, an iHeart radio station.
You've saved your entire life, so you deserve a retirement that's active and worry-free. Strawberry Ridge is a gated, active adult community offering a host of activities and luxury amenities. Strawberry Ridge is located on State Road 60 in Valrico, close to Tampa in the heart of Central Florida. Stop by for a personal tour. Mention this ad to receive special offers on their newly renovated homes, and visit them online at strawberryridgefla.com. That's strawberryridgefla.com. It's not just a place to live, it's a lifestyle.
The Herbal Pharmacist Show is back and is better than ever. Tune in Tuesdays at noon on 1250 Wins WHNZ for a new format and better help for your health needs. It's the Herbal Pharmacist Show, Tuesdays at noon, right here on 1250 Wins WHNZ.
Hi, Todd Schnitt here. If you're concerned about the markets or how politics in Washington may affect your investments, I recommend you call Robert Harwood of the Harwood Financial Group right now, 800-395-4279. He'll review your investments, craft you a plan, and show you how to improve your finances. If you're looking for a better way to invest, worried about the next market correction, or just feel like you have room for improvement, I strongly recommend you call Robert Harwood. I'm confident that he can show you a better way to invest. Call Robert at 800-395-4279 or visit him on the web at theharwoodway.com. There truly is a difference, and when you meet with Robert, you'll understand why I chose to co-host our weekend radio show together, The Harwood Way. Call Robert Harwood of Harwood Financial. Ask for your complimentary financial review and financial plan. Tell him Schnitt sent you. 800-395-4279. Advisory services offered through Harwood Advisory Group, LLC, a registered investment advisor.
Harassed by debt collectors? Call 1-800-MORGAN-LAW. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
This report brought to you by Hammermill Paper. When you want to look your best on paper, step up to the professional quality of Hammermill Color Copy Digital Paper. You'll get sharper images, brilliant colors, and professional-looking results. Hammermill Color Copy Digital is the difference between blending in and standing out.
From the Bright House Network's Traffic Center, there's an accident on Armenia north of Hillsborough at Comanche. Slow traffic southbound on 275 from I-4 into Ashley. In Pasco County at State Road 54 at Collier Parkway, there's a wreck. They cleared that accident out of your way at Oakhurst Road at 87th Place in Pinellas. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Udowick Hillsborough. Traffic tip line at 866-545-9595.
1250 Winds Weather Center forecast. Highs in the mid-70s this afternoon, getting close to that already. We'll see cloud cover mixed with some sunshine here and there throughout the afternoon as we get there here in just a bit. Rain chance 30% for scattered showers. Might see a few going through Pasco County at the moment. That's about it on the radar. And for the lows tonight in the mid-60s, we'll see mid-70s and 30% chance of rain tomorrow. Same cloud coverage. And then Wednesday, that'll change the forecast a bit. 50% chance, cloudy, rainy, and low highs, rather, in the upper 60s. And then the cold day of the week will be Thursday in the low 60s, back into the upper 60s, 70 degrees by Friday. Wall Street, Dow is up 154, NASDAQ down, gaining 40. The S&P index positive 18, down to 16,257.
The Caregiver Hour on 1250 Wins WHNZ. It's about taking care of yourself while you take care of others. Here's your host, Kim Linder.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Caregiver Hour radio show. We've been having a great conversation, so informative, so well-guided with our three wonderful experts today. The show is about what makes your new home a home, and that's such a great question because being in the industry, we know that that's a very difficult and can be a very difficult transition. And so we have three experts to help you make that easier. Where you are taking care of yourself because you're getting the help and support and guidance that you need. So we just had Rita Rodriguez on, and we're so thrilled that you're here today. And Rita is the president at Seniors Moving Forward. So Rita, we were just finishing up that whole process for the make-believe daughter, Robin, who's taking care of her mother, who has found a place to live with the help of Lisa Lawrence from Assisted Transitions. She's now with you where you're helping her pack up, downsize, declutter, move into this new home. Where do you go from here? Where does the relationship, where would be a place that you would have your client be living?
Well, the next step would be the client would be moving into the new home, which would most likely be John Knox Village.
I think that's a great idea.
And then I would turn her the family over to Caroline.
Right, because then Caroline North will be then helping
Yes,
this family make their new home at St. Joseph's John Knox Village of Tampa Bay. Caroline, thank you so much for being our guest today.
Thank you for having me.
It's wonderful. You are a dynamo in the industry, and we just want you to know that, you know, as the Director of Marketing and Resident Services, tell us what that means at St. Joseph's John Knox Village.
Well, it's a big job. I wear many hats.
Yes.
We are a community that is over 40 years old, and we are dedicated to making sure that the individuals who move into our community are making the right decision. And we, I have, really worked with my sales staff to make sure that they are there to take care of that resident and make it the correct move. So that's why working with Rita and Lisa is very beneficial, because they know what we offer. We don't want someone to move in to move out. We want this to be their final decision and make the right decision. While someone does move in, we're a very warm, homey environment. We truly care. Our resident services department is incredible as far as taking care of every new move-in that comes into John Knox, and then continue that relationship as the years go on and they make transitions in the different levels of care at John Knox.
So I want to go back to something you said that was kind of a pivotal for me. If I was a daughter or a son or a relative or even a friend trying to help someone make this decision, what is it that you say to them? Because I heard you say we want to help them make the right decision. Because if they're visiting you, they may be visiting other places, but it sounds like you're like, oh, we get in there, we really dig it out, we really build this, have this conversation. What do you do, Caroline, that just makes it so different that they really feel like you're taking care of them?
I think the difference at John Knox is every single individual who works in the marketing department has taken care of someone, a loved one, whether it be their spouse or their parents or a sibling. Every single one of us has had that opportunity and has always put ourselves on the other side of the table. We're not there to just sell John Knox. We're there to make sure and guarantee and make that relationship, that bond between the family and the actual individual who's going to move in.
I love what you're saying. I can see it. It's all written all over you. But it also, I experienced it when I went to John Knox Village. I had the tour, and I saw so many of your residents. They were engaged with each other, but then they also were very engaging with me, and I could see they live a certain lifestyle there. Let's talk about the lifestyle and how they make their new home there.
Well, for instance, what would happen from Lisa to Rita bringing them in, we have a new move-in coordinator who would work very closely with Rita, and they would work together to do all that apartment measuring. The individual and their family are able to design their apartment as far as they get to pick out their carpets, their tiles, if they want granite, their color of their paints. We create that home. We want everything to work for them. We want it to be their home. That person works closely with Rita to help them with the measurements of furniture. We also are very fortunate. As Lisa said, she worked on the buildings when she started years ago.
Let's be really specific. She worked on the roof.
The roof. Okay, the roofs. Exactly. So the reality is when John Knox was built over 30-something years ago, we had apartments that were one bedrooms and studios. That's what was the demand. Obviously now the demand has changed, so we have a wonderful team who creates big, beautiful apartments.
Okay. So you knock down walls and move things around.
So we work with Rita in that as well. If Rita has someone who's looking for a larger apartment, we try to meet those needs and work with the creation of the apartment. Fabulous. So we really individualize for that person. Over the process, we get to know that individual and their family, their needs, their wants, their interest, and we really take that to heart and go from there to make their experience pleasurable.
This is why I have the show, because I want the caregiver to see the wonderful experts that are here and the resources right in our community, and how that can help you create the balance so that you're not feeling alone. You have to make these big, important decisions all by yourself. You don't. We're all here for you. And we all have checked out the resources that we're going to send to you, just like we do on the helpline. Again, that toll-free number is 1-877-552-4950. If you have any questions for any of our guests, we want you to call us right now. There is a toll-free number at 1-877-852-4950. 897-8255, or you could do iChat. We're very modern here. You could do iChat right on the website. But again, if you are a caregiver and you have any questions, we want you to connect with us. You can always email us. Just go to the caregiverhour.com website. It says contact us. There's a tab there. You can do that, and you can email us always at any time. You know, I'm so passionate about what we're talking about today. We've put a story together, this daughter named Robin, who's helping her mother move. What would be the way to help the daughter feel like mom is now feeling like this is her new home?
We've been blessed with an individual who works at our community for over 20 years. And her title is a new resident liaison. She's been with seniors for quite some time. She's experienced taking care of her own parents, and she is an incredible sales technique for us. We introduce her as their new best friend. So with that being said, she's able to really get to know the resident, and the family sees how she connects with those people. And she's with them from the moment they take over their keys. Wow. To move in. You know, if Rita's helping someone set up, she's with that individual in the family at lunch, so Rita can do her thing in her apartment. Smart. She takes them to dinner. She partners them up with other residents, that have the same interest. Any activities that they like to do, she knows that before they even get there. We capture all that information. So she is, the one who says, okay, let's go. It's Bunko Day. So we're going to go to Bunko at 1. And she's calling them constantly. She's with them constantly. So, I mean, she just really is a huge selling point for us because she is their new best friend. And she never, when she does make the transition to resident services, we have someone else who picks up when someone doesn't need her as much. But if someone needs her assistance for 6 months, they have her.
That's fabulous, and that's very forward-thinking and thinking it through on the part of St. Joseph's John Knox Village of Tampa Bay. If someone wants to have a tour, what's the best way for them to do that?
They need to call, and they need to dial 813-977-6361, and they can schedule a personalized tour and have lunch with one of our senior living counselors.
And how long are those tours usually? Just so that people can schedule that time.
It varies.
Okay.
A lot of times we have family members come without mom and dad and they want to check things out.
Okay, first.
It just varies, but I'd say at least an hour. But I mean, I've had a tour that lasted 4 hours.
Sure.
So it just depends.
Right, because you get into great conversations and they really get interested and they want to know more.
Yes.
And that's a great job that you do.
Thank
but
you.
I'm so thrilled to have all of you here today, and we're going to have you come back right after the break, because in case there's any last-minute tips or information you want to share with our caregivers who are maybe watching or listening, we want to be able to provide that for you. I'm just so thrilled again to be able to provide this resource helpline for you 24/7. Caregivers call me over the weekend. They call me in the evening, and I pick up that phone because I want to be there for you. Again, that toll-free number is 1-877-552-4950. And again, if you've missed any part of the show, you can go to our website, thecaregiverhour.com, and listen to it or watch it in an archive format. But it's full show with all the sponsors being there available for you. And I've checked out all those sponsors for you. I have done my homework. I go to see those places. I get to know the people because I want to be able to refer whoever I refer to you or have on the show or have on my website is someone I've checked out for you to give you peace of mind. Just like we've talked about peace of mind by going to meeting with Caroline North or with Lisa Lawrence or with Rita Rodriguez. These are people who are committed to helping you, who have the integrity, who have the reputation and the experience and the compassion to help not just your loved one, but to circle back and to help you as well. And that's who you want to align yourself with during this caregiver journey. You want to know that there are people to help you when you're having that difficult moment, that are not going to judge you, but only support you, or maybe you have that out-of-the-box question. You don't know who to go to. These are the people for you to go to, and I'm so happy that they are part of the Caregiver Hour show today. Stay tuned. Be with us. I'm Kim Linder. You're listening to the Caregiver Hour on 1250 WINS WHNZ.
If you or a loved one experience bladder control problems, here's important news.
For more than 5 years now, the nice ladies at the Caregiver Partnership have taken the time to understand my needs, suggest the best choice.
Choose from. Call now. The call is free, shipping is free, and your satisfaction is guaranteed.
The Caregiver Partnership treats me like family and really knows their stuff, and they keep my business private.
Call 1-800-985-1353 now to receive your free catalog with $60 in coupons. That's 1-800-985-1353. Call now. The voice in the preceding advertisement is not the voice of an actual customer.
Hi, it's Kim Linder from the Caregiver Hour. I want to tell you about an attorney in Clearwater that I have known for over 7 years. His name is Bill Rambaum, and I have referred many families to him for his legal expertise. Bill is one of less than 100 attorneys to be evaluated by the Florida Bar and become certified as a specialist in elder law. His 30 years of experience and impeccable credentials make him one of the most highly regarded legal experts in our area. Give Bill a call today at 727-781-5357 or visit rambaumlaw.com. Non-attorney spokesperson.
You may have a loved one or know someone who suffers with depression, anxiety, grief due to loss, or other mental health concerns. Perhaps they struggle with substance abuse, an addiction, or have a co-occurring condition. There is help. The choice is yours. North Tampa Behavioral Health offers a peaceful therapeutic setting for effective treatment towards recovery. Choose North Tampa Behavioral Health so your loved one can start living again. Call 813-922-3300.
Caring for an elderly parent or a loved one with special needs can be challenging, stressful, and frustrating. If you need help finding the best professionals in the field of home care, legal advice, integrated practitioners, respite care, or a great support group, call the Caregiver Helpline at 1-877-552-4950. That's 1-877-552-4950. It's a free service provided by the Caregiver Resource Network. Call 1-877-552-4950 or go to thecaregiverhour.com.
Enjoy life at the Barrington, Largo's premier senior community. The Barrington, the resort lifestyle you deserve at a price you can afford. Life at the Barrington is truly senior living at ease, complete with chef-prepared meals, an activities director, and transportation to your favorite spots. Independent and assisted living homes are available now by calling the Barrington at 727-217-5681. Call the Barrington at 727-217-5681 to schedule your tour of their pet-friendly senior community today.
It's the Caregiver Hour on 1250 Wins WHNZ with encouragement, guidance, and support for caregivers. Here's your host, Kim Linder.
Hello, everyone. Got a good stretch in today. That's what I say. Just try to relax. Maybe you're sitting and you need to stretch. You want to stretch those shoulders and try to rotate them backwards and forwards and kind of relax yourself and kind of move your neck around and try to do some breathing. Deep breathing is such a great way to release stress. And as caregivers, we hold a lot of stress in because we try to do a lot and we move around a lot and we talk a lot, we listen a lot, but we also need to release a lot. And deep breathing is a great way to do it. So you want to hold your breath, you want to bring in some air and hold it maybe for a count of 3 and then just release it. And as you release it, just release your shoulders. It helps with your facial expression. Sometimes we look very intense, which could look like we're very angry and not so approachable. And you want to feel like, I love this person. This is the person I want to take care of. I want them to feel like they can say something to me if they have something to say. That's kind of part of the healing part of caregiving. But we've got great experts on our show today. If you just tuned in, you missed a great show, but you can still listen now, but you could also go back to thecaregiverhour.com maybe later today or tonight and listen to the show. It'll be up and live and just ready to rock and roll. And again, that's on thecaregiverhour.com. But maybe you listened and you want to kind of see us. That'll be great. We're all beautiful ladies. You're welcome to do that on thecaregiverhour.com. Look for the show archive. All right, so we've got some announcements. I like to do announcements because people know that I have a lot of people who listen to the show, thousands and thousands of people from the greater Tampa Bay area. And we are at Arbor Terrace. Arbor Terrace on Wednesday, February 26th, has a Join Us for a Caregiver Spa afternoon. Okay, I'm ready. Doesn't that sound beautiful? That's from 2 to 4 p.m. And you can RSVP at 727-588-0020. Arbor Terrace is a beautiful assisted living place here in our Largo area. And if you want to connect with them, you can call them or go online at www.largo.com, and they have assisted and memory care right there on their campus. And Linda Burhans from Harmony Home Health, which is one of our sponsors, will be presenting how to avoid caregiver burnout with the 3A dilemma. And Linda always has great advice. She's also someone who took care of her mother and wrote a book called Good Night and God Bless, and she's a great asset for our community. Again, a wonderful caregiver advocate. I'm going to be speaking. I'm the keynote speaker for What's in Your Caregiver's First Aid Kit, and that's going to be at the end of March. But we want you to, if you want to pencil that in, you can come and be part of it. It's on Saturday, March 29th. I'll be speaking at Suncoast Hospice, again, from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., and we have a lot of vendors there for the information and resources that you're looking for. But it's a free event, and why not? Again, I'm going to be the guest speaker, and I'm so excited to be a part of that. I've been not a presenter, but actually a vendor there for many years, so I was very honored when they called up and asked me to be able to be a speaker. We also have saved the date, March 26th from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. is the hurricane evacuation route. When a disaster doesn't strike, will you still be ready? And that's the American Hurricanes and Healthcare Conference of 2014. That's going to be at the First Baptist Church in St. Petersburg and also on Gandy. So there's two different locations, it looks like. But you certainly are welcome to find out more. You can just call St. Petersburg College, and they are sponsoring that, and that's at 727-341-3393. Again, 727-341-3393. So I want to go back now to Lisa. Lisa Lawrence from Assisted Living Transitions. How would you like to close this segment from your point of view for our caregivers?
I think from my point of view, I'd just like to add something because we've talked about Robin has made the decision that she's got to find another place.
This daughter, Robin.
The daughter. Sometimes Robin may be wavering, as an example, and it doesn't cost anything to call us and talk to us about what's out there and how much they cost and different types of things that are available. And I would encourage people, if they're on the fence and they're overwhelmed, just pick up the phone and call and get it off. Just get it off their chest.
Like, I've seen 3 places. I don't even know what to do with this.
Right. Yeah, there's so many out there. It's very overwhelming and confusing in the middle of caregiving and everything else. So just call, and we will be happy to talk to you and give you information and give some suggestions and see if there's anything we can do to help you or refer you to somebody who can.
And I love that you've checked out the places already where you're going to be referring, so they know that they've got what we were talking about, the integrity, the compassion, and the commitment, and the staff. Like, you've checked it all out for them. So what a blessing that there's someone out there doing the homework for you. How can they reach you, Lisa?
They can call 727-282-5019 or go to our website, which is www.assistedtransition.com/Tampa Bay.
That's wonderful. And the best to your daughter and to your mother, who are also part of your company. It's really a family affair.
Yes, you'll see our picture out on our website.
Okay. That's great. So this really brings us now to Rita. So this is the process where someone now has chosen a place, or maybe they're staying home, but they still need to downsize for some reason. How do you help them? What would be the tip you would like to help our caregivers have?
Well, if it's someone that has memory issues that is moving or maybe staying in their home, I try to set it up, the new home that they're going to. Usually they have their recliner and their TV tray and their Kleenex box and their little garbage, so I try to set it up exactly as it is. And like I mentioned before, to put the family pictures where they can see them rather than maybe just a piece of artwork. Try to set it up as close to the home they've moved out of so they don't get so confused. If they're going to stay in the present home, then I help them to downsize, declutter, get some of the things out of the way that might be dangerous that need to be moved out of the way, and find all this, have a lot of resources to help them disperse with the things that need to be moved out of the home.
Okay, so sometimes they have that, we called it the pie plate or the dishes or the china, and who's going to get it, and maybe no one wants it in the family any longer.
Right.
Where does it go next? And it could have some value to that.
Right.
So you help them connect to that resource as well to get appraised.
Yes, I do. And
Rita, you do a great job.
Thank you, Kim.
It's so great having you here today.
Thank you. I enjoyed it.
And you know what I loved when Caroline North was talking from St. Joseph's John Knox Village? I could picture you in her office talking about, I've got this family, they want to come here, how do we make this happen? So Caroline, how do you make that happen?
Well, as I said, we just kind of build that relationship and put that trust factor in. Again, I have to say that we all have taken care of someone, and I just really think the way we treat people, it's not just that day, it's through their time at John Knox. As you said, walking down the hall, everyone is friendly, speaks, and, you know, it's just who we are. Mm-hmm. It's a very homey environment.
Well, you do a great job, and I want to thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure, and we're looking forward to having you come back. And Rita, since you aren't on our website, I would love for you to give your website in case someone would like to be in touch with you.
Thank you. It's www.seniorsmovingforward.net.
Okay. And then how do they call if they want to call you?
My number is 813-748-5562.
Okay, that's great. And Caroline, from Director of Marketing and Resident Services, thank you so much. St. Joseph's John Knox Village of Tampa Bay. If you want to link to them, make a schedule an appointment, you can actually do that right while you're on our website. They have our link in 8 different ways so that you can get to them through our home page. We've got a sponsorship page, and we also have links where you can directly connect with them. Lisa, thank you so much. Lisa Lawrence, we're so thrilled you're back. And you've helped some of our caregivers already, and I bet they're very pleased. So I can't wait to hear. We're going to talk about that and maybe even write about it in our newsletter about how you helped a family. Because, you know, I think people need to hear the story about all of what all of you do. You are also committed to, I can see it in your eyes, I could feel it in your energy, and I just feel it, the commitment here, being here today. So we feel very blessed. If you missed any part of this show, we want you to feel you can go back and hear it again. It's on our archive show page, and that's thecaregiverhour.com. We really want you to have a beautiful week. We've talked about taking care of yourself. Maybe that's taking a walk. Maybe that's going to a support group finally, or maybe that's even getting a day off just for yourself. Whatever that is, just do it, because it's going to help you feel recharged, re-energized, and your person that you care for is going to feel that shift of energy, that you're not feeling so stressed, that you're feeling like you can breathe and you can actually tell a joke or maybe relax with them instead of filling up the space with talking and doing. Just the sense of being with someone is so important. Holding someone's hand, doing a puzzle. There are so many ways for you to take care of your loved one and take care of yourself. Stay with us. Every week we're here on Mondays from 11 a.m. and now Saturdays at 5 p.m. I'm Kim Linder, host of the Caregiver Hour. See you next week.
The opinions, viewpoints, and promises made during the preceding program are not those of WHNZ AM, its staff, management, or parent company, Clear Channel Communications.
Way to look younger. Whiten your teeth in 5 minutes with Power Swabs. Power Swabs gives you 2 shades wider teeth in 5 minutes and 6 shades in 7 days. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and you're done. Call for your risk-free supply. Dial 1-800-663-8498. That's 1-800-663-8498. 1-800-663-8498.
Mostly cloudy and a 30% chance for rain. high 77. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 62. Tomorrow, partly sunny, high 76.
This report brought to you by Hammermill Paper. When you want to look your best on paper, step up to the professional quality of Hammermill Color Copy Digital Paper. You'll get sharper images, brilliant colors, and professional-looking results. Hammermill Color Copy Digital is the difference between blending in and standing out.
From the Tampa Bay Orthopedic Specialist Studios, this is 1250 Wins.